Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this fine planet, and welcome to another episode of Recovery is Effin' Awesome. My name is Robo, and my day of grace is May the 7th of 2010, and I am as grateful for that today as I know how to be. Hope everybody woke up, got some coffee in them, piss of gratitude, and ready to whoop some ass today. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Thank you for taking some of your time out of your busy schedule to give me a listen. I really do appreciate it. Today's topic, we had a meeting last night, and it was about change. You know, when you come in the program, they say the only thing you have to change is everything. But what does that mean? Does that mean if you carried your wallet in your left back pocket, do you start carrying it in your right back pocket? If you go to a certain stop sign on your way home or on your way to work, do you turn left instead of turning right like you always do? It's really that simple. But what I realized was that when I came in the program, I had to change everything. I had to change the way I thought. I had to change the way I felt. I had to change the way I behaved. I had to change the way I reacted to things because whatever I was doing my way wasn't working. You know, a lot of people think that change is a negative thing. You know, and I would agree that change is inevitable. We all have it, whether it's at home, whether it's at work, whether it's just comes up in our day-to-day rat killing. We are going to have some things that change. Plans almost never go according to the way that we have it lined out. Now, when that happens, how do we react? Well, the key to, dealing with change in, I guess, a normal societal okay manner is acceptance, right? Page 449. Acceptance is the key to all my problems. All. Not some, not 32.5%, all of them. So, if I accept everything that's going on, then I have a better chance of, I guess, embracing the change. Whether I like it or not is really irrelevant, if we're being honest. But change is going to happen. How do I react? Every time something changed in my life, I could grow from it. So we could say that change brings growth. It's kind of a weird way to look at it, but my experience is every time that I changed anything in my life, I grew as a person. So, for example, when I came in the program, I was beat down. I was, that gift of desperation, as my friend Lisa used to say. I had it. And I had to do something different. But I didn't know what that was. Until I had a sponsor who walked me through our book, walked me through the steps using our book in the first 164 pages and go and do a shit ton of meetings and listen to people share their experience, strength, and hope. I started to change the way I looked at things. More importantly, I started to change the way I looked at myself. Because I always thought myself I was never good enough. I could never measure up, whether it was what my parents wanted me to be, what my wife wanted me to be, what my kids wanted me to be, or what I thought I wanted me to be. So that was a huge change in my life. So when I adopted this lifestyle, as opposed to the lifestyle I had before, I started to grow. And here we are 13 years later, and I'm happy, joyous, and free. This is probably the happiest I have ever been. Now, when I was 18 and got a 1974 Camaro for Christmas, that was a pretty happy day. I ain't gonna lie. That was a badass car, and I still wish I had it. But that's material things, right? And today I don't want to say I don't get pleasure from material things because things are cool. But I get more pleasure on a daily basis from the inside, right? I have serenity. I have peace. I have a calmness. I don't overreact when things don't go my way. And it has a lot to do with acceptance. And, so changing the way that I live from the way that I used to live to embrace the sober lifestyle it was a big transition, and it took, I don't know, probably 3 years before I fully embraced this, and I started, I guess, using or living this lifestyle, fully. Not that, just because of my attitudes, my reaction time to things that piss me off or that things didn't go my way, at the 3 year mark, I was still kind of jumpy. I was still kind of reacting in my old ways. I still had a lot of that old behavior. But when we worked through it, and we got through it, and as it was talking to a whole lot of people who are a hell of a lot smarter at this thing than I am, then I realized that, if I truly want this, if I truly want to be happy, if I truly want to know serenity and peace and not have chaos in my life all the time, I'm going to have to change. I'm going to have to change. Not the world around me is going to have to change. I am going to have to change. And that was a huge deal because I don't, at the time I didn't want to change, if I'm being completely honest, right? Because all my character defects, yes, they were negative, agreed, but they were my defense mechanism. Somebody I felt attacked me or did something to me that I felt was wrong, I used the rage and the wrath and just the pissed offness, if that's a word, to, show my displeasure and basically protect my ego is all I was doing, because it's all fucking ego. Right? Something, you have plans. I make plans because I know what's best. And then you go out and shit changes. Well, that deflates my ego. That hurts my pride. That hurts my feelings. And we can't have people hurt each other's feelings. Oh, God forbid. Because then the little boy comes out who's going to go sit in the corner like he's 4 years old and throw a fit because he's not getting his way. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that used to be me. And if I'm being honest, every once in a while I'll still do the same thing. Just because I haven't fully grown up yet. So, when I accept things as they are, situations as they are, people as they are, and I can change the way I react, I can change the way I view the situation, I can change the behavior if I'm kind of acting like an asshole. When I do that, leads me to the promise on page 100 of our hymnal. It says, when we look back, we realize the things which came to us when we put ourselves in God's hands were better than anything we could have planned. Follow the dictates of a higher power, and you will presently live in a new and wonderful world no matter what your present circumstances. So no matter what is going on in the world, whether somebody hurts my feelings, whether something at work gets all jacked up and doesn't, and someone who outranks me wants to do it a different way, maybe a way that I think is nonsense, because I have a better way, because I've been doing this longer. Or if someone, says something I find unacceptable or does something I find unacceptable, the quicker I am to accept it and do my best to deal with it in a positive manner, the more I embrace change. Change does not necessarily have to be a negative thing. Change can be positive. I mean, if you live the way I lived, and now you embrace the sober lifestyle, you've been sober for a little over 13 years, that is a good change, my friends. Whether you're 30 days sober, hell, whether you're 3 days sober, that is a good change. Change can be good. Change can be scary. Because when things get different and we're out of our comfort zone, where we're not in the comfort of things that we know, and that, it's kind of boring, right? But it's steady, and we don't have to make ourselves vulnerable to other people, because like I was, if I am vulnerable, if I tell my story and share how I'm feeling and what's going on in my life, then people then that old me, that old scared 4-year-old little boy who's still subconsciously, he's still here, and my disease will tell me that if people find out what I've been through, that they won't like me, and they won't want to be my friend, and they will shun me like I'm a leper, which is not true at all. It's all this shit that I make up in my head because my disease is still there. My disease is still trying to kill me even after 13 years. It is still trying to manipulate my thinking into going back to it. So the change in that thinking, I do things every morning, right? Because I have to stay ahead of this game. I have to stay ahead of my disease because my disease is there. Whether I realize it or not, whether his big, ugly, nasty Flint, Michigan tap water ass is coming out to get me right in my face, or he's silently in the background just waiting for my thinking to slip just a little bit, or maybe my behavior slips a little bit and I start acting like the guy that I used to when I was drinking. Maybe things get I'm a little bit more irritable. I'm a little bit more gruff in my answers when I'm talking to people. Maybe I'm not so friendly. Maybe I won't let the guy, cut in line in the parking lot. Maybe I'm starting to revert to that old behavior because my ego is taking over. Because I'm not turned my will in my life completely over that morning to my higher power. Kept a little for myself because I need to feed my ego. Because my ego tells me that I am either the greatest thing walking around this planet, I'm smart, I'm good looking, I'm rich, I'm, whatever it is that puts me on a level above everybody else. Or it tells me that I am the biggest piece of shit in the world. And, why would anybody want to be my friend? Why is my wife still married to me? Why do my dogs want to come up and have me love on them? Right? And so it's to balance that mental fucktitude, when I mentally fuck myself, is I need to read, meditate, pray. Sometimes I journal. I talk to another alcoholic every day. I have to do that to stay ahead of this thing. And that's one of the biggest changes for me is I have made this a part of my routine. This is what I do every day. And I enjoy doing it. I look forward to doing it because I get that peace and serenity that I had searched for so long. I get that. And I wake up, and that allows me to wake up in the morning and choose to be happy. It allows me to wake up in the morning with a feeling of piss and gratitude and kicking ass. And it gives me a feeling that no matter what happens today, it's going to be a good day because my attitude is one of positivity and one of gratitude and one of excitement for whatever the world is going to throw at me today, because I know for a fact, because experience has shown me, that my higher power never gives me, ever gives me more than I can handle. Ever. And if I believe everything on the first 164 pages, which I do, page 100 rings true every day. As long as I am doing my best to turn my will and my life over to my higher power, no matter what's going on the outside, inside, I'm going to be okay. And it is a new and wonderful world, because the way I was living before, there was no peace, there was no happiness, there was no gratitude, there was nothing but darkness and angst and resentment and irritability. And the bottom of page 64 tells me resentment is my number one offender, and it will destroy me more than anything else. More than anything else. Also says in our book that anger is a dubious luxury of other men. I cannot, and I choose not to be controlled by my anger and resentment today. And it's all because I do certain things in the morning. And it helps. And that's why I say today is a great day to make it a great day, because it is. We're on this side of the dirt, and we got another shot at this. So no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how bad you think it is, if you had the opportunity to wake up this morning, understand that A, you're worth it, B, you can do it, and C, we got another shot at this. So go piss some gratitude, kick some ass, attack everything with a positive mindset and gratitude in your heart. And you too will presently live in a new and wonderful world, no matter what your present circumstances. Because the book says it, I believe it, and I have the experience to back it up. I love you guys. Check us out. Recovery is effingawesome.podbean.com. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me today. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for the support. Don't take that first drink. Go piss some gratitude. Kick some ass. And remember, recovery is fucking awesome.